the age of man things, or elf thing, or reptile things is over dead. Now is the time of the rat.
Welcome to the channel, everyone. I am War Master Moloch, and I'm here with another installment of my How to Win As guide series for Total War Warhammer 3's Immortal Empires campaign on Legendary difficulty, in which I take on a campaign and not only explain how to get off to a good start in the first 20 to 30 turns, but also show you it in action so that you know for sure that it actually works. For this video, we're going back to the very start of the series, all the way back in September 2020, when I released How to Win As Lord Skrolk for Warhammer 2. We're going to get reacquainted now with our blind rat boy buddy in the newly expanded Lustria of Warhammer 3. In Warhammer 2, Skrolk had one of the most brutally hard campaigns in the entire game, which was part of why I enjoyed it so much. And in Warhammer 3, if you don't know how to get started, it can be just as challenging. Fortunately, I do know how to get this campaign off to a good start, so I'm going to show you how and explain all the pitfalls and traps that CA have built into this campaign, hoping to catch you out and send you running for that new campaign button and a different legendary lord. We'll start out by completing turn 1 with 2 battles in it. One of them will probably be an auto-resolve. But after that, when we reach turn 2, I'll explain to you our plan. So let's get started. First thing you want to do, put slicing into Lord Skrolk's army, of course, get him some experience and level him up. And now we're going to attack this army here. Now, sometimes this is an auto-resolve because you can get the ambush. It's rare though. Usually you'll wind up with a close victory here, and that means that I think you should really fight it manually. However, if you do get the ambush, take the auto-resolve, you can then also auto-resolve the battle at the Sentinel of Time settlement, and it's of no consequence to you whatsoever. By the time you fight again, you'll have replenished all of your army. Most of the time, though, you are going to have to fight at least one of those battles manually. And personally, even though there's a general and a couple of units of Saurus warriors here, I find this one to be less of a pain overall, so I choose this one. Let's get started. Alright, so this battle is fairly basic, obviously. We have a huge range advantage. So what we want to do is make sure the enemy has to walk as far as possible before we engage them. So we're going to bring our Plague Claw catapults over to here, and I'm going to have them facing backwards because we're actually going to move back using the time just to maximize our range. This isn't really necessary, to be honest, but I don't know. I'm kind of picky, so I like to min-max my battles. I'm going to have the Skaven Slave Slingers over here and Lord Skrolk as well. Let's get started. Bring those to there, those to there. There we go. I'm going to put these in skirmish mode in case I forget to move them manually. Just for now. And we'll bring the Plague Monks deeper. Same for the Plague Priest. Just maximize the number of shots we can get out of our Plague Claw catapults. Now, what we want to be aiming for here with Skrolk is to try and get our spells into the Skink Skirmishers and the Skink Cohort with Javelins, because they're the ones who you can actually hurt with that. Same goes for basically everything here. The Sauruses are just way too tough to take much damage off of this. That was a decent cast there. It's not a great spell, but it does the job. You know, it's better than no magic at all. I'm going to take these off of skirmish mode just so I can manually pull them back a little. Just want to try and get these 2 units here to bunch up a little bit, which they're doing quite nicely here. The next cast should be solid. Should be able to get both of these units. I didn't time that particularly well. I still did okay. Get to about there. Right, we're going to aim for the Sauruses with the Plague Claws. Bring those back.
Scamper scurry. Spells of plague. Plague Lord.
Okay, now we'll put the Skaven Slave Slingers behind the line for the moment. Move our clan rats forward.
Move, move.
We're just slowing down the approach of the Sauruses, who are the really tanky units in this army, with the poison from the Plague Claw catapults, but also just making them run around to try and dodge the shots.
Horned ones will.
There we go, victory's already in our grasp. Let's try tying this unit up.
Them. Clan rats.
Same for these.
Red bastard.
And then I'm going to put a menace below here.
Skaven. Yes, yes.
Try and catch them on both sides. And now, at this stage, we'll move the infantry in.
Attack.
Plague Monks to there.
Yes, master.
And the Skaven Slave Slingers, I'm actually going to tell to go for the General.
Clan rats. Good, yes. Skaven. Yes, yes. Plague monks. Clan rats. Yes, yes. Kill the thing.
And now I'll get the Plague Claw catapults to go for him as well.
Plague monks. Nash. Kill.
And I'm going to put a Bless with Filth on these guys.
Law of Pestilens.
And I'll stick a Menace below down here. And that should be enough to trap these skirmishers.
Rocky Jaggers. Our tail. Yours. Lizard heads. Retreat, retreat. Plague cast.
Took a little bit of friendly fire there, but that's okay.
Kill heathens. Attack! Clan rats.
Bring the Plague Priest over.
Yeah, fight. Kill. Now, ready now. Nash, kill.
Let's get these to go for the skirmishers instead. Now, we've done a fair bit to this General. He'll crack soon. And because we've got a lot of units in here, let's hit the Bless with Filth again.
Vermintide comes. Friendly fight.
And that's going to be the end of them. Managed to take out one of our catapults, that's okay. We'll get that back.
Plague priest. Enemy foe.
Don't bother with that. I will get the Plague Claw catapults aiming at the General there. We want to try and
Council's command.
kill him just for the extra money, basically. I'm going to hit Bless with Filth on our guys just so that we can hit this guy with poison to slow him down. Very slowly picking away at this guy. Get that Bless with Filth on again. It's fine. Skrolk and Slicing should finish him off. Excellent stuff. Nice easy battle. We are going to go with food here because we want to store up as much of that as we can. Then we're going to take the army over to Sentinel of Time. And this is an auto-resolve decisive victory. Sack it. And then occupy at tier 2. Not tier 3, tier 2. You don't want to use the food up here. For Oyxl, demolish the clan pit. At Subatoon, go for Putrid Rice Bog. At Sentinel of Time, go for Weapons Dump and Rubbish Pit. And then for your commandment, you want to go Growth for now. For Lord Skrolk's experience, put that into Pestilent Breath and Vermintide. And for Slicing, you've just got Pestilent Breath. You'll get Vermintide soon enough. But that is it, basically, for this turn. We'll hit the enter... no, it's not. Take Oyxl up to tier 2. That also is important. So that's it for this turn. In the next turn, I'm going to tell you the overall plan. So let's head to that. Okay, a little bit of building to do here. We just want to get the corrupted spawning pool. And for our research, I'm going to hit Fight Dirty. We want to put 1 point into Devious Plans, a couple of points into Fight Dirty until we get Ferocious Plans available. Now, let's talk about the lay of the land here in Southern Lustria. So in Warhammer 2, your main emphasis was upon taking out Gorok because you started out at war with him. Well, you're not at war with Gorok straight away in this campaign. However, he's roundabout here at Itza and you will be at war with him soon. You'll also be at war with other people. So obviously you start out at war with the Southern Sentinels. They are a more formidable force than you might think. So if your plan is to go north and take out Gorok and think, yep, that's my main threat taken care of straight away, you're going to get a big shock because the Southern Sentinels will very quickly start showing up with dinosaurs on your southern borders. And if you haven't wiped out Gorok straight away, you are sandwiched on two sides. And then the Spine of Sotek Dwarfs declare war on you, and that's a third side. So, not a great plan. So the first thing you need to do in our plan is take out the Southern Sentinels. Now, very close to them is someone else who will declare war on you very quickly, and that is Tehenhuain of the Cult of Sotek. So you might be thinking now, strategically speaking, what we've got here is a layout that invites you to take out the entire southern tip of Lustria and then expand north. Now, you're more or less right about that. However, there is a complication that I'll come to soon. Let's just clarify the early wars. Gorok's going to declare war on you. The Spine of Sotek Dwarfs will declare war on you. Tehenhuain will declare war on you, Cult of Sotek. And the Spine of Sotek Dwarfs, the Southern Sentinels are already at war with you. So that's 4. These Tomb Kings might declare war on you, but honestly, they're not a threat at all because Rakarth and Tehenhuain will normally tag team them. Tehenhuain sometimes doesn't go that far north. It depends on how quickly he declares war on you, but he will declare war on you relatively quickly, one way or the other. The complication with just taking this entire southern tip, though, comes from further south. So you've got over here, in the mists where we can't see them yet, the Citadel of Dusk High Elves. 2 settlements here, 1 capital settlement. Seems like a good place to take. Just consolidate this entire southern tip. It's actually a bad idea. Here's why. As soon as you've taken that, someone in the Southern Chaos Wastes notices you. That is Kairos Fateweaver. Kairos Fateweaver will then, without declaring war on you necessarily, start switching your settlements over to join other factions. So you have to declare war on those factions and retake those settlements, constantly having to double back on yourself to take territory that you'd already taken. It's a massive pain in the behind. So here's what you really want to do. Use Oyxl as your block to just hold off Gorok and the Spine of Sotek Dwarfs. consolidate this territory down here. Obviously take out the Southern Sentinels, take out Tehenhuain, and then if you have to take out the Citadel of Dusk High Elves, which you don't necessarily always have to, they won't normally declare war on you unless Tehenhuain invites them in and then they decide to go up against you. Or sometimes they might decide that they fancy it, but it's quite rare. They're actually pretty passive. If you have to fight them early on, take their settlements out but don't occupy them. You want to raise them, which is a tragic waste of resources, but it's better to do that because that way you can get rid of them as a threat without drawing the eye of Kairos Fateweaver. And from there, you're set to then move north, take out Gorok, the Awakened, Rakath if you like, but he can actually be a pretty good ally to have, the Hunts Marshal's Expedition, Hexoatl, and all that other good stuff, fighting your way up to the north of Lustria. Then, once you've taken all the territory up to about there, and you've got enough money and resources to have multiple armies, you can then send a couple of armies over here and declare war on Kairos yourself, occupy this territory, take Kairos Fateweaver out, and his problem situation is no longer a problem for you. You can actually just wipe him out. So that's the plan. Use Oyxl as a wall, take out everything south except for the very southern tip of Lustria, raise it if you have to in the southern tip of Lustria, but occupy all of this territory and then explode north with 2 armies that you're going to use to take out Gorok, and then the Awakened. You can make friends with the Awakened if you want, but I never do. And basically anyone else who stands in your way. Once you've taken all of this territory and dealt with any threats you might be having to deal with in the south of Lustria, you're more or less set in this campaign. It ceases to be a problem. It's just those early stages when you're dealing with 3 or 4 enemies at once that you wind up having to deal with a lot of unpredictable situations where you have to run back and forth from settlement to defend Oyxl, then run south to attack, then back to Oyxl again, etc., etc. You get the idea. Let's show you it in action. I don't know why I clicked that. Right. Everything is basically done for this turn. We're not going to do anything else. We're just going to leave Skrolk's army in there. So let's end the turn. Now this turn, we now have Warp Fire Throwers available, and we're going to recruit exactly 2 units of Warp Fire Throwers. And we're also going to switch our commandment to Martial Planning. For skill points, Slice In can now have Vermintide. That's excellent. There is nothing else really to do here. The Dominating Scheme, we will trigger that at some point, but not right now because it's actually a waste of money. And you need a fair bit of money for this plan because we're putting together weapons teams, armies, guys. That's how you deal with Lizardmen. On Legendary difficulty level, at least. So, we end the turn. Now at this stage, I'm also going to take a look at Clan Scrat and see whether it's worth doing any business with them. That's a fair bit of money there. We can get a little bit more out of them, I think. Let's be really cheeky. Try 4-9. Okay, 4-5. There we go. Okay, so that's basically free money for us. I'll explain why. Clan Scrat are dead rats walking. Tehenhuain always takes them out. They're literally just the only block that stops him from coming in to wage war on you very early. So by doing deals with them, we get money out of them without any real consequences to us because we don't really have to uphold anything. They're going to die, so it's free money for us. However, Clan Spittle over here, don't do any deals with them because this territory, you're going to want to take it at some point. So just let them be them. Unless you desperately need money, but the odds of your needing money that badly, pretty damn slim. Now, at Oyxl, go for the growth building, because not only is growth useful, but it unlocks ferocious plans. We're going to bring this army to here. And we're going to recruit 6 units of Warp Fire Throwers to have a full stack. Now that seems like a lot, but bear in mind, these Warp Fire Throwers are going to be shared between 2 armies eventually. The reason why we're standing here in an area of the province where we can get replenishment and still recruit is because this army here, we're baiting them. They're going to attack us here. If you have more than 2 units of warp fire throwers already recruited, they might not attack. You can sometimes get away with 3 and they'll still attack, and obviously the results will be better for you in terms of the fight or the auto-resolve, whichever you choose to go with. I typically auto-resolve it. But if you go for 4 or more units of warp fire thrower, because obviously you can recruit 5 in the previous turn, that's going to cost you. They won't come out, and then you wind up having to deal with them inside a settlement, which is an enormous pain in the ass. So don't do anything about it. Another thing to mention as well, Subatoon. Don't ever put your growth points into that until you've gotten rid of Gorok and the Spine of Sotek Dwarfs and basically consolidated this territory. Just accept the fact you're going to lose it. It's only useful here for the extra growth for Oyxl and the food and casualty replenishment, okay? That's the only reason why we put any money into it whatsoever, because that has overall value to us. Plus, it's a cheap building. But don't put growth into it. It's an absolute waste. And also don't put any into Sentinel of Time, certainly not in the early stages. So we've done everything we need to do here, except I'm now going to switch this across to growth again for the following turn. So back to expansionist planning for our commandment. End the turn. And there we go. They've attacked us. Now, close victory. You're naturally going to be thinking, I can do more damage and take fewer casualties if I fight this manually. That's definitely true. You definitely can. But if you take the auto-resolve, you guaranteed wipe out this entire army, which is actually harder to do if you're doing it manually. So I personally take the auto-resolve, and as you can see, it's only our melee infantry that take any damage anyway. So that works out for us overall. We're going to take food here. And we've still got the recruitment and the replenishment because we're in the right location. You can probably already see that army down there. So there is now a general standing outside the Southern Sentinels. We're going to use him to draw the garrison out so we don't have to fight them inside, because fighting inside settlements is much more of a pain in the ass with this kind of army. Lord Skrolk put 1 point into Route Marcher, but if you're thinking Ancient Cunning straight away there, don't do it yet. I'll explain why in a second. This guy, slicing, maxes Vermintide out. Right. This is now a full stack army with 8 units of warp fire throwers. That means it's very strong in auto-resolve. What you want to do is attack this guy here. That draws the garrison out, and therefore you can kill them outside of the settlement. What you've got to watch out for is you don't want to ambush this guy. That's why I didn't put the point into Ancient Cunning, because it makes the ambush more likely. If you do get the ambush, you've got to retreat, attack him again. Retreat, attack him again. Sooner or later, you will get the non-ambush battle. But here's the thing. Every time you have to retreat and then attack him again, it gets worse for you in terms of the auto-resolve. Because sometimes this is a straight auto-resolve fight and the only thing you lose is melee infantry. Other times, yeah, not so much. You wind up having to fight it manually. So let's attack him. See? Ambush. Didn't want that. We're going to hit again. There we go. So it's a Pyrrhic victory, and those casualties are obviously way too bad in this instance. If you get the non-ambush battle first time, the casualties are usually a lot better. However, we're obviously going to fight this one manually. The dinosaurs are pain in the behind. That general's not going to be easy to deal with warp fire throws. The same's true for that dinosaur. I'm going to show you how to fight this battle. It's a fairly tanky army, but it's easy enough to deal with. Right, so it's the same battlefield, and some of the plan is going to remain the same. We're going to have our Skaven slave slingers here. We're not going to have Skrolk far forward, though, because they do have Cold One riders here, and obviously, that speed, we don't want to get our real troops isolated. Plague Claws to here. Warp fire throwers to here. Melee infantry. More melee infantry. Skrolk can slice in there. Okay. So what we're going to do, the same thing, we're going to move backwards so that we maximize our firing time. And we're going to create a massive kill zone with our warp fire throwers to take out those tanky lizard man units, the Sauruses. And just generally wipe the floor with them. These guys are literally just going to act as blockers for us. Same goes for Slicing and Lord Skrolk. They're going to be using their Vermintides, though, to maximize that blocking. So let's start this up. We've got plenty of movement time. Let's just send them to go and bother that guy. So Plague Claws to there. Warp Fire Throwers to there. And I'm going to put the Plague Monks a little bit deeper. Have one unit of Clan Rats there. There's some things you have to factor in with this. The approach of the enemy matters a lot, and we don't really get to see that until they start the attack. We're just using these guys to do a little bit of damage to this general because they're actually reasonable at hitting him, which Warp Fire Throwers aren't. He's running into the trees, of course. No, he's not. Usually they will run into the trees, though, which is irritating. Because obviously that reduces our effectiveness. There he goes, the bastard. Right. They're not going to do much damage, but it's better than nothing. And also, them being there baits the Cold One riders a bit sooner. Now, with regard to the approach of the army, the ideal is that they all come forward in a blob in this central area, but a lot of the time they will actually spread out and a large number of them will come through these trees here. That's the hardest version. If that happens, what you do is you turn 3 or 4 units of Warp Fire Throwers around, like that, and it changes their kill zone, and you just use these guys to block. Obviously, we're going to have Slice in here, Lord Skrolk here. And it just becomes about holding them out. Yeah, they've got a few hits on him. Enemy reinforcements are coming. We knew that was coming. There we go. Just do a bit of damage to him. He's a very small target. Now, because we're dealing with cavalry, I'm going to start moving these guys manually. If we can lure this guy into attacking us sooner, that would be ideal. What are you guys doing? Seriously. So at times like this, you see why Skaven treat their slaves so badly, innit? Right, we'll turn the Plague Claw catapults off of fire at will, because we don't want them wasting shots aiming at him. Steal an extra inch forward. For crying out loud, are you literally just standing there waiting for him to hit you? They let him get right into the centre of their unit. They're moving so badly, I thought that skirmish mode was still on for a second there. Here we go, they're coming in. So if we can get these Cold One riders to attack early as well, that is also useful. Anything you can get to rush, that is an advantage for us. They're coming in pretty blobby at the moment. Giving them something to attack in the centre will often do that. Lead to them just sort of cramming everything into the central section. Look how badly they're doing here. But that's okay, because we're not far away from Plague Claw catapult territory, in which case we'll start hitting these Cold One riders. Yeah, I think we've managed to con them into going for the big blobbed centre, which is perfect for us. I'll turn this around for now, seeing that. And as soon as I do that, they've started to show signs of actually spreading out. It is deeply annoying how badly these guys are doing here.
What orders? Yes, yes. Attack! Press and hurry!
Now, if you're thinking in terms of preserving your Skaven Slave Slingers or your melee troops, don't. We're literally going to disband all of them at the end of this turn to save money.
Slingers! Sling stab! What?
Keep going, keep going. God, this bloody guy is just hanging around in the center of this unit and not going away. Are they close enough yet? Almost, almost. There we go. We managed to con them into making the big blob. And now screw the cold ones. Let's stick some into that melee blob.
What? Yes! Skrolk!
Get him out of the way. Get them out of the way. Get these to here. We'll let Skrolk just tank some damage here, while the warp fire throwers deal with these cold ones. We're going to change up our targets here, go for them. They are spreading out a bit now.
Ready! Yes! Slingers! Back underground!
Let's go for these range troops.
Law of Pestilens! Plague wind! Horned rat's blessing! Now! Glorious warfare!
Now these guys, I'm going to move forward. We might need them soon. Use that to try and block the dinosaur. Didn't work. He's coming straight at us. Did slow him down a little bit. Let's bring the plague monks round. Okay, we need to start varying this up a little bit.
What? I'm dying, loyalty bastard! Scarpa, go! Onward!
And now we're going to try and just hit this fucking dinosaur while we pull Lord Skrolk deeper. Yeah, he's still going for Skrolky. Okay, let's just bog this thing down and we'll kill everything else instead. Another menace below. There we go, the dinosaur's going down. Take the Stegodon out. Another menace below there. Looks like they've broken. Now I'm going to stick a pestilent breath through there. And at this stage, I'm going to start moving the warp fire throwers forward. And there we go. Nice and easy. What we want to do is just rack up as much damage as we can. We're not going to catch that dinosaur, so let's just... There we go.
Ready now. Lord Skrolk. Lord of Pestilens. For knowledge is massive. Like cast.
Let's do as much damage as we can here, because that makes the follow-up easier. Oh, that guy's dropped off. Let's take everyone off of guard mode.
Fight them. Council's command. Plague monks. Kill ye.
Don't think we'll get there, but let's speed this up now. Nice. And there we go. Nice and simple. We're going to take food here.
They are mine now.
Lord Skrolk put both of these points into Plague Lord, not Ancient Cunning yet, because that gives you 2 extra Plague Priests and higher hero recruitment rank for Plague Priests. It also drops the cost of your Plague Claw catapults. And Slice in, I'm going to put 1 into Plague Rash for him. Now we're going to attack this, and that's a decisive victory.
Time to attack.
Sack it for the extra money.
Find me Warpstone brothers.
And now we actually take it. At tier 4. Sometimes the food can be a little bit tighter and you only get it to tier 3. Obviously, if you can get it to tier 4, go to tier 4 every time. That's what we're going with here. That's why we've gone for food after every battle, guys. So for the Southern Sentinels, we are going to go with the Weapons Dump. We're going to go with the Arcane Generators, the Construction Cavern, and we'll also get Rattling Warrens, and we'll save the rest of our money here. Actually, you know what, we'll even save the money on the rattling. Rattling, we'll make that money back, no problem. Sorry, let's go for Rubbish Pit instead, because it will save us some recruitment costs soon. Lord Skrolk, we now have that extra point. We put that into Ancient Cunning. And Slicing, we're going to go with Blessed with Filth. Now, something to factor in this turn. We're going to have a rebellion up here at Oyxl. That's absolutely fine. There is a way to handle that that's really quite simple, so we'll deal with that then. Can have another look at Clan Scrat, see if we can get any more money out of them. We can't. That's okay. Once Tehenhuain starts to beat the crap out of them, then they might start paying us for alliances and stuff like that. Yeah, as you can see, the rebellion's going to come at Oyxl. In fact, you know, I'll explain this part to you now. At Oyxl, rebel armies show up here. At this point. Now, if you recruit a general straight away, you should be able to just attack that army next turn. Basically anticipating their arrival. Attack the army with the general, and the garrison will be close enough, almost certainly, to support you, and it becomes an easy auto-resolve. But here's the thing. If you do recruit that general straight away, rather than waiting for next turn, the army's more likely to appear further back. Only slightly, but just out of the range of your reinforcements. So that's why I wait to recruit that general until the army's already there. Also, it does have to be mentioned as well, you can get more food and money by wiping out a larger army, and one extra turn of recruitment for them does not make enough difference for it to not be an auto-resolve. So that is the way I handle that there. Now, Sentinel of Time, we're going to demolish the weapons dump because we no longer need that building there. We're now going to go to recruitment, and we're going to we'll go to technology and change our research to ferocious plans. And in fact, I'm going to say go all the way through to always more besides to count for your next 9 turns. That gives you extra recruitment capacity for all provinces, boost to your post-battle loot, recruit rank for clan rats. We're not going to be getting any clan rats, and also your casualty replenishment rate, so you want that. Last thing we're going to do this turn is we're going to disband all of the melee infantry and all of the Skaven slave slingers, because we're going to save costs. There's like 600 gold per turn there, and we're not going to be using these units anymore. And that's basically it. Let's end the turn. Okay, Skrolk. Get rid of these bloody messages. And the stuff about the Liber Bubonicus. Don't care about that right now. So Skrolk to here. Get our 2 Plague Priests. We've got a Warpstone Hoarder here. That's great. And we take them through Pestilent Breath and Double Vermintide. Same for both of them. And they're ready to go. And up here, we're going to recruit a general. I like Grey Seers of Plague or Warlock Master. That's an easy choice. Sneaky Warlock Master plus 25 ambush success chance. Get him, put him in there.
Master Engineer.
Okay, that's the end of the turn. The wars are going to be coming soon, thick and fast. Hence why I'm leaving the end turn camera running. Let's see what happens. None of the mages have declared war on us. Well, no one extra has declared war on us yet. But Clan Scrat is now gone, which means the block between Tehenhuain and us is now absent. Right, this guy, Typhus Rat, is going to hit this rebel army. We got the ambush. We got the win. We're taking the food. We'll give him Root Marcher and Ancient Cunning. We'll stick him into Force March, and we'll run him in this direction because he's going to come down and join us here. These 2 Plague Priests are going to join in with Lord Skrolk.
Yes, yes. The plague wind comes.
And we're going to hit the Mangrove Coast. Auto-resolve. Sack it. And then occupy at tier 1. No need to put any food into that place. It's not that valuable. Skrolk, Ancient Cunning. Slice in, Evasion. And each of these guys, Plague Rash. Job done. Okay. Southern Sentinels, you want to take Weapons Dump up to Weapon Burrow, because we want Rattling Guns as soon as possible. Everything's going fine here. We can't start building up Oyxl just yet. That's the end of the turn. No declaration yet from Tehenhuain. I don't imagine it's going to be much longer. What about Spine of Sotek Dwarfs? Wiping out the Southern Sentinels should be the prod that will send them all over the edge and thinking, we've got to kill these rats. Right, Typhus Rat here. Let's take him just to the edge of this province, Kulchan Plains, and put him in ambush stance. Oh, sod off. There we go. And then Skrolk will head up to Tupiotl. You won't have enough movement range to sack and then occupy. So you've got to do this in one hit, basically. Auto-resolve. And take it as high as you can. We had enough food for tier 3. Got a bit lucky in some of the battles, I guess, with some of the food. Sometimes you can only get it to tier 2 if you've taken Southern Sentinels to tier 4. Ancient Cunning for Skrolk. Bless with Filth for Skunkrich. We can now recruit a Warlock Engineer, so we're going to do that. I'm going to go with the Tactician here. Just leave him there. And for our... Well, let's go for building first. We put gold in Tupiotl. Let's start repairing these ports just to help with the public order, deal with the squalor. And we'll get Rubbish Pit also at Tupiotl because we are going to be recruiting a lot soon. And because of that, we'll go Martial Planning, which reduces recruitment cost again and adds to local recruitment capacity. We're going to have a rebellion here. Now, this isn't like Oyxl. You can't just put a general in here and have the garrison reinforce you. They have to come close enough to attack the settlement. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Oyxl, though, we can start taking up to tier 3. Let's see if we get a visit. Tehenhuain has declared war. There you go. And there he is. He's already moving. So that means he's going to go for either Sentinel of Time or he's going to try and bum rush us at Southern Sentinels. So we got to prep for that. Spine of Sotek Dwarfs declaring war as well. Here it comes, guys. Let the good times roll. Okay. Typhus Rat I'm going to have come down to here in ambush stance, just in case these guys try to rush us. I'll put the Warlock Engineer... Do I want to put him with him? Maybe not right now. I'm going to bring Skrolk to here, because we're going to start recruiting now with him. We're going to go for 4 units of Plague Claw Catapults, because we'll have 3 in each army. And I'm going to put the Warlock Engineer with him. Now, the reason for the positioning is this army is out of the reach of Tehenhuain and strong enough to beat this army if they attack us. So Tehenhuain won't attack there. He might go for Southern Sentinels, in which case he stumbles into an ambush trap. We probably won't win that battle, so I'll wind up having to retreat Typhus Rat. But he shouldn't have the movement range to be able to besiege Southern Sentinels there. And as for Sentinel of Time, if he attacks that, he attacks it. I don't give a shit. He can have it for now. The big question is, let's have a quick look. What is this costing us? So 4 of those, 16, 3,200. So we'd get about 800 back. I'm just figuring out whether it's worth going for the dominating scheme now. We've got plenty of money. Well, plenty. Not really, but we do have money. I'm going to hit the dominating scheme now because it gives us 5 turns to get our recruitment in at a reduced cost. Because once we start going for those rattling guns, that's expensive. And also it gets us growth and control and food. So we're going to hit the dominating scheme. 4 units of Plague Claw catapults. Alright guys, it's action time. Let's see where Tehenhuain decides to hit. He went for Sentinel of Time. Okay. That makes him a bit harder to finish off and track down, but hey, we'll get him. We will get him. Might mean that he's going for Oyxl early. That's fine if he does. Not remotely interested in these guys. We're not taking any deals with them. Okay. Now let's bring this guy to here. I say we're not going to be able to get the garrison involved here, which is a shame, but that's okay. And then we will hit this with Skrolk. Valiant defeat, eh? Do you know what? In that case, I'm actually going to be holding back. We'll go ambush stance with him, and then Typhus Rat can come to here, and he'll do the recruitment. We're going to go for 7 units of rattling guns here. Obviously, that battle is winnable. With 2 dinosaurs in there and all these heavy-duty units, I'm not in a rush to take these out. They can wait a turn. We're going to go for magical reserves first, because our Vermintides matter more than Plague right now. And Blessed with Filth for Titchit. Let's go extra gold at Chupiotl. And we'll go for Arsenal at the Southern Sentinels. Taking us very low financially at a time when we're spending a lot on military gear, but you got to do it. Let's see what Tehenhuain does. Doesn't look like he's heading north. Let's see what Southern Sentinels do. Subatoon's fallen to the Dwarfs. We knew that was coming. Subatoon never stands. That's why you don't put any growth or money into it. There we go. We got the ambush against this army. So we saved ourselves the bother of actually fighting it, because we knew we were going to catch them. And we'll take the money there because we do need some. We're not in negative income yet, but it's still a tight situation. Now, we're going to swap some units over here. We're going to put 5 units of rattling guns in this army. And then we're going to move Skrolk to here. And we're going to put him in ambush stance. Then Typhus Rat is just going to stand here as bait. Ancient Cunning. And then for Skrolk we will go Looter. Now we'll get Plague for Slicing. And these guys should both be up to evasion by now. Oh, Skunk Rich is up to magical reserves. Excellent. And this guy, the Warlock Engineer, we'll give him standardized firing drill and arms dealer, because that gives you reload time reduction and also a boost to ammunition. The trade boost means nothing right now. But yeah, considering how low we were on money a second ago, we're actually in pretty good shape here. What we could even do is recruit another few units of rattling guns. Now, financially speaking, that's kind of tough for us, but we can do it. And we're going to. Just for now. We're looking to bait Tehenhuain into attacking this weak army and stumbling into our ambush trap. There you go. Worked like a charm. And we're going to take the money because we do need money.
Mighty master engineer I am.
Okay, no other dramas. Let's just ignore all of that nonsense there. We definitely don't care about getting the Rod of Corruption right now. Head back. Now what we need to do is push in our advantage. By going ambush stance and doing the same thing again.
Machines and sorcery.
Not that worried about Sentinel of Time right now. We're going to start building our walls at Oyxl. This is all good. Draftmaster for Skrolk and also Lightning Strike. Extra Plague for Slicing. Titchet can have Magical Reserves and Plague. Skunkrich can have Plague. And the Warlock Engineer, Extra Arms Dealer, and Triangulation. And Typhus Rat, Extra Ancient Cunning. So we're ready to go here. They've divided up into two armies. Oh, it's a Rite of Primeval Glory. Lovely. But they don't tend to auto-resolve very well against weapons team, guys. End the turn. Got him. It's one army down. I'm going to say take the replenishment here. Okay, no excitement. It looks like, yeah, the Rite of Primeval Glory has gone inside this settlement. So we're going to come down to here. Oh, they're not actually inside the settlement. They've gone out onto a ship. Okay, we're going to be keeping these armies together for the moment. So I'm just going to have them come down here because we want them to tag team. We might as well have them together. Take kayaks off him. We will sack it. Skrolk can occupy. At tier 1, don't put any food into it. And then we're just going to leave him there. Typhus Rat. Go for Looter and Draftmaster for him. Then Skrolk, we will go double Lightning Strike, so he's now got proper Lightning Strike. Plague and Arcane Conduit for Slicing, very nice. Plague for Titchet. Double Plague for Skunkrich, so his Plague is now maxed out. He's one away from Arcane Conduit, and we will go Ballistics no, actually we won't, not yet. We'll go Triangulation. Get that extra missile strength for Ronin. A lot of missiles in these armies. Now, we're on turn 13, and Gorok hasn't declared war yet. But so that I can show you it in the hardest mode going, I'm going to declare war on him myself. Just because I want to show you like a worst case scenario. So we declare war on him. Because he may well declare war on you earlier than this. So let's just make it as tough on ourselves as possible, shall we? End the turn. So that Rite of Primeval Glory is shitting its pants and running away. Which is good for us because it's run away from Tehenhuain's last settlement. All good. Sentinels of Jetty are gone. Who the hell cares? Now, we're going to do a quick swapsy. I'm going to give the 3 units of Plague Claw catapults over to Typhus Rat. And I'm going to send him over here because we've basically seen what Tehenhuain has now. And this is good enough to take his last settlement. This army... Let's get the gold. This army, can we underway jump to here? Not quite. We're going to forced march round to here. Oh, look, there's some beastmen. That would be nice money and food if I could get to them, but, you know, we'll hold off for the moment. There's going to be a rebellion at Oyxl soon. Now, for our research, we'll put some more into Fight Dirty, and at this stage... I'm going to say, let's put the public order building, the Taskmaster's platform here, so that we can open up some more of the research chain. Triangulation for Ronin, the Warlock Engineer. And yeah, this should be solid. I won't repair that just yet, because they might send the ship back round to attack it now that we've left it alone. Okay, so they've come back onto the land. They're suffering from attrition. Okay. Typhus Rat goes to here. Decisive victory. Sack it. Then occupy it at tier 1. No need to put any food into it. Now this army, because I originally brought him round here because I wanted to start recruiting Jezzails, but do you know what? I can't resist that. It's food and money, so we're going to hit them. These beastmen always show up, it's just a matter of where. Take that. That's good money, we'll take that. Same again, and we'll just occupy it tier 1. We don't need to take it back up to tier 2. It's fine. Repair that. Not that it matters particularly. And we'll put growth here at Slansec. I'm not going to bother getting a general here just yet. Or maybe I will actually. Let's get one. We do have the spare money. Strategist. Disciplined, confident. We got a sneaky warlord, so we'll go for him. Because that makes it more likely we'll just win the fight with an easy auto-resolve. We'll go mine all mine for Skrolk. We will go Warpstone tokens for Slicing. Plague and Arcane Conduit for Titchit. Arcane Conduit for Skunkrich, and for this guy, Ronin, we'll go Ballistics Calibration. And yeah, they're now seriously in attrition because we've taken their last settlement. Tehenhuain is on the way out. Oh, and we do have a commandment available for kayaks. So we're going to go expansionist planning. Why not? Good, good. Now, depending on what Gorok does, we might have to rush north to Oyxl. Oh, there was one last cut of Sotek army over this side. That's fine. That's an easy auto-resolve. Let's take... We'll take money again because this gets very tight financially, this campaign, in the early stages. Okay. Skrolk there. They're still moving around. That's okay. Get Skrolk to here. Now, what I need to do is start recruiting in a hurry. First of all, let's get rid of this army here at Oyxl. There we go. Not worth very much money. I'll take the food. We will disband this general. Now, Skrolk, we want 6 recruitment slots. So we're going to take the Warlock Engineer out and 2 of the Plague Priests. For this one, Warpstone tokens, and then get him out. And again. We could actually do with more slots, actually. We'll go for the Poison Wind Mortars just because they're the ones that take the longest to recruit. We're going to move Typhus Rat to here. These guys are going to have to attack something.
Faithful servant of decay.
Lightning Strike for Typhus Rat. There we go. Finances are getting tight, but we're okay. End the turn. Let's see where this army goes. Okay, they're going up towards Skrolk. It's a bit annoying because we're recruiting at the moment. Night Forest Road, we're going to have a rebellion here. Right, what I'm going to do... Move this army to here. Tehenhuain is leading that army. I don't have enough movement range to attack it. Okay, frustratingly, I'm going to have to cancel this recruitment here. And I'm going to double up and finish Tehenhuain off while I can. Just because it's a rite of primeval glory, I don't want to take any chances, you know. We'll take the money there. And then I'm actually going to use Skrolk to get rid of that rebel army that's going to show up there. We'll put this hero with Typhus. In fact, we'll put both of these Plague Priests with Typhus Rat, because he obviously has no summons, and then I'll put the Warlock Engineer
Master Engineer.
with Skrolk.
Power enhancers placed.
And we've got an Assassin.
Is mine.
Honestly, not overly enthusiastic about that. What's his trait? Let's see if he's worth... Strong. I don't think he's worth the cost at the moment, so I'm just going to get rid of him. So, we're on turn 17. We've wiped out the Southern Sentinels, and we've wiped out Tehenhuain. We're going to start repairing
Smartest warlock.
this now, the port here. As you can see, Rakarth is starting to get a bit adventurous, so he's coming into the Tomb King's territory. He can be a friend if you want him to be. You can very much make good use of him as a friend, but, you know, it's a matter of how friendly a player you are. Me, I'm not that friendly.
Decay and die.
We're going to go Renowned and Feared here for Skrolk, just to reduce our costs a bit, and that's got us back into positive income.
I see you.
That won't last for long, by the way. We're going to get Sneaky for that Plague Priest. Got 2 units of Jezels there, okay.
That will work.
And for Typhus Rat, we're going to go Lightning Strike. And that's the end of the turn. Cult of Sotek Rebels, obviously. Yeah, Rakarth is getting very adventurous down here. He normally winds up coming all the way south and fighting with Tehenhuain if you don't kill Tehenhuain yourself. So everything is on schedule there. Let's have a look at the north, because Oyxl's what we want to watch out for at the moment.
I am the Plague Lord.
Let's have a look. Okay, so we're going to send... He's got 2 units of Jezels already. We're going to send this army round here, and he's going to do that recruiting instead. He wants 2 units of Jezels too. We'll take 1 Plague Priest out for a moment, because we want 4 units of Poison Wind Mortars. And then Skrolk is going to come round and get this guy. Easy meat. Plenty of money and experience for that. That's very little loot for taking Sell off, but we'll do it anyway. Money is the priority right now. We're not going to try building up kayaks at all. We're going to forced march up in this direction, because we're very close to prime time now, which is when we start our ventures north. Lord Skrolk, let's start getting into the magic for him. Actually, do you know what? For him, I'm going to go Inspiring Presence, because Blastmaster with these armies is fantastic. Blastmaster and Engineering skill. And for Ronin, get Ballistics Instructor for the extra range. Our financial situation is about to go very much into the negative with those troops that we're recruiting now. Now, there are times when Gorok will be more aggressive than this, but he's fighting with the Awakened at the moment. If he is being more aggressive, literally all I would be doing is force marching Skrolk up to help defend Oyxl, and trust me, it will always be an auto-resolve. Oyxl against an Itza army, Oyxl and Skrolk, I should say, against an Itza army, it's always going to wind up being an auto-resolve. One more turn, and this army is basically ready to go. Because of that, I'm going to position Skrolk in a spot where he can swap forces with that army, and I'm going to go into ambush stance, because if Itza are hanging around, or the spine of Sotek dwarfs, I want them to come out and try their luck. Especially now we've got a full garrison at Itza. There's going to be a rebellion here at the Southern Sentinels. That is okay. And do you know what? I'm feeling like I might actually start building up kayaks. Leave him there. All good. And obviously there's going to be a rebellion at Oyxl as well. We're heading into turn 20 now. Alrighty. So there's going to be a rebellion at Southern Sentinels next turn. We're going to go up to Skrolk here. We're going to give him a couple of units of Poison Wind Mortars. As you can see, we're well into the negative financially here. Then Skrolk is going to force march up towards Oyxl. And Typhus Rat is going to come back to here. And Skunkrich is going to join him again. And we're just prepping ready to fight off this this rebellion here. I'm now going to get rid of the rubbish pit, because we might want to... Yeah, we're going to start building defences here at Oyxl. We'll want to protect that place. And we're just going to leave our growth going at Kolcham Plains until we can get Southern Sentinels up to tier 5, because this is our prime recruitment province. We're going to go now through harsh production quotas, so ruthless plans and harsh production quotas, so you get extra food and extra growth, and then once that's done, you'll want to go for virulent plans. End the turn. Okay, and as you can see, Gorok is coming with a pretty hefty force. But our force is heftier, so we're going to stand here in ambush stance. Probably won't be able to ambush him if he tries attacking Oyxl there, but that's okay. And Typhus Rat is going to hit these rebels. Decisive victory. Let's take the money just because we are in the negative at the moment. We're actually, like, because of that battle, we're running in profit at the moment. And now I am going to drag Typhus Rat to there. And we'll start building walls or, you know, defences at Oyxl. How are we looking at kayaks? Okay, we're okay there. And then extra, full lightning strike now for Typhus Rat. And we're going to aim towards the growth for Oyxl. It's more important to us to go through those 16 turns and get Oyxl to tier 4. And the turn, let's see what Gorok does. We're not worried about the rebels at all. Okay, so he's besieged Oyxl. That's perfect for us. Absolutely perfect. Because, hey-ho, that's why we went to an ambush stance, because we didn't want him to know we're here. He's like, oh, shit. Decisive victory. Lots of money for that, so we'll take that. That loot alone has paid for this particular turn. And then this one, I'm going to bring it up here. This Plague Priest... what are you doing? This Plague Priest. Warpstone tokens. For Lord Skrolk, we will put the first point into Blastmaster. We will go with cheaper Blessed with Filth for this Plague Priest. And now we'll get Howling Warp Gale for Ronin to deal with those lizard flyers. Now, something you can do here, potentially, if you fancy it, is go for the Scheme of Doom and then send that Warlock Engineer that you get from that up north, hit Itza with an Earthquake. That obviously affects Gorok's ability to recruit higher level units because you take down all of his stuff a tier. I'm personally not going to bother with that because I want the extra money for when I take Itza. So yeah, I'm going to leave it alone, but it is something you can do if you're not feeling that confident taking on Itza at full strength. End the turn. Oh dear, the rebels attacked us. Whatever will we do? That's what we'll do. We're going to take the money again because we're still running a financial negative. I'm going to have Skrolk come a little bit north. There is an army there. Ambush stance. And we could actually bring both armies up. In fact, we're going to do that. Public order here is fine. At this stage, I'm going to get rid of this rubbish pit here because I want to start building defenses. And I'll put the public order building here at Kayaks to keep that under control. But yeah, I want to start putting defenses at Southern Sentinels so we don't have to keep running back and forth. We're also going to go growth here rather than martial planning.
Good plan scheme.
Sneaky for this guy.
A true disciple.
And for this one, we'll go mine all mine for Typhus Rat. Very good. And you know what, I can actually go to efficient planning at Kayaks just to get the public order in line. One more turn and we'll be able to take that up to tier 3. End the turn. And a bunch of guys have shown up at Itza because they saw the threat because I left one army open there. Flayed Tail, Warpstone tokens. I mean, that extra income would be nice, but I don't especially want a loyalty issue for 6 turns. Do you know what, though? We're going to be having fights here, so yeah, we'll go for that. Save ourselves some money. So there's one full-bore army there and a couple of generals who aren't really that effective. Start putting the defences in place at Southern Sentinels and at Oyxl. Build up Kayaks. That might seem a bit over the top financially, but you know, we've got fights afoot. We're going to besiege Quetza. We're going to encircle it.
This warlock wants blood.
And then Lord Skrolk can come up here. Kill that guy. That's good money for that, considering we only took out one guy there.
Clan Pestilens will rule the world.
And now I am going to give... Let's just get rid of the dominating scheme thing there. I'm going to give this army an extra unit of Plague Claw catapults for a moment, because it's going to be the starting army for this fight.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Now, this map is normally a choke point. Yeah. So I'm actually not going to auto-resolve this. I'm going to fight this manually because, I mean, we're going to absolutely trash these guys. So let's get to it. Alright, so the choke point is roughly there. It's quite hard to see on these stupid maps, but there you go. It's basically between that and that. Warpfire throwers positioned in between the Rattling guns. And then we'll put... I usually have the Jezels between the Poison Wind Mortars here. And then the Plague Claw catapults behind. Right, how long until we get our support? 1 minute 34. How long until they get theirs? 2 minutes 57. So we've got a big advantage on that. So we're going to bring these guys forward to act as blockers.
Stop. Ready.
And we'll push those forward. The Plague Claw catapults are going to do their work regardless. Look at those blobs getting hit already. Right, we're going to aim for the general here. And the Poison Wind Mortars are going to start trashing them as well. There we go. Very nice. And let's start manually selecting blobs to hit here. I think you can see now why I went with the manual battle rather than taking that decisive auto-resolve. With Itza coming up soon, this is the sort of bloodbath that you want, rather than having to, like, run the risk of taking too many casualties. Reinforcements are arriving, so let's get those to here. And now I'm going to hit Plague in there. Okay, get those to here. These to here. There we go. just shoot them all up.
Retreat, retreat! Poison, wind, water. Guide us, old one. At once.
Stick that in there. General's about to die. Oh. Didn't even have time to get the reinforcements in. What a shame for them, am I right? Decisive victory. With 0 losses. There we go. We'll sack it.
Precious things, useful things.
Because that money's definitely very useful.
Warlock.
And then Typhus Rat will take it at rank 1. And as you can see, Itza is now basically undefended because we lured them into fighting us there. In a settlement territory which suits us battle-wise. Blastmaster for Lord Skrolk. For this one, I'm going to say max out is Blessed with Filth. And then just in case we need it, get Pestilent Birth. This guy, max out his Howling Warp Gale. And go for increased mobility for that movement range buff. Typhus Rat
A true disciple.
will get Renowned and Feared to reduce costs. And then we're going to go Specimen Collector. In fact, you know what? Hold that thought. Specimen Collector and then Weapons Engineer because it reduces upkeep. So that's an even greater reduction in costs for him. We'll go Sneaky here. And extra Blessed with Filth. And I'm going to max out Pestilent Birth for him, again, just in case we need that. And then I'm going to take the growth boost from the Dominating Scheme, because we've got plenty of money now, and our finances are not that bad. Now, Plague Furnaces, I actually don't like all that much. I like to keep them off of those, because I use my Plague Priests primarily as tanks. I want them to be small and hard to hit for our own troops. That's looking good. Kayaks is looking good. Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's boost this while we can. Could look at going for this, but honestly, that's not really worth it until tier 5, because that's when you get an extra Warlock Engineer for your army capacities. End the turn.
Sorcerer Inventor. This is Night Runner. Spread corruption.
Lord Skrolk to there. Showing Pyrrhic victory, we're going to continue the siege.
Machinations.
We'll move this army along to here.
Fight, kill.
No longer a Pyrrhic victory. Obviously, you can fight it manually and get fewer casualties, even with just the one army, but we're just going to auto-resolve that. Now, something to bear in mind here is that if you sack it and then take it, you probably won't be able to take it in one go. So I'm just going to take it at tier 5. Very, very nice. This building, yeah, we'll leave it alone. We're going to get that. We're going to get the gold because we need that money. We're going to get the arcane generators. We're going to get the weapons dump in case we need more recruitment. And we're going to get the walls up. Probably should get rid of this. Yeah, let's get rid of it. We'll just make sure that both of these armies are close together. We're going to take this guy off of the Plague Furnace for all the reasons that I mentioned earlier. Then we're going to give him more Blessed with Filth. This guy can have more Blessed with Filth as well. Skrolk. One more into Blastmaster. The Warlock Engineer, one more into increased mobility. And max out Pestilent Birth in case we need it. Now for our research, we're going to click Virulent Plans. So that will take us through Abduct, Promising Candidates, then into Virulent Plans. Very good. And that is pretty much it, guys. So in 25 turns, we've wiped out the Southern Sentinels. We've wiped out Tehenhuain and the Cult of Sotek. We've taken Itza from Gorok, which means he's now almost helpless. He still has settlements left, but taking Itza basically means he's a dead man walking. We also have our first tier 5 settlement as well. So we also have 2 extremely strong armies. We've been tag teaming them together just to make this quick and dirty. But what we can actually do now is look at having one of them finishing off this territory around here, going after the Spine of Sotek dwarfs, etc., while the other one comes south and takes out the Citadel of Dusk and razes these territories, as I mentioned before, so you don't have to worry about being backstabbed by them. Then we can decide, are we going to attack Rakarth or are we going to make friends with him? We're definitely going to attack the Awakened. To be honest, we can attack everyone because we're in great shape. We've got great armies, we've got great territories, and everything is settled. So I hope this has really helped you with your Lord Skrolk campaign, guys. If it has, or if you've just enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like, if you hit subscribe, and all that other good stuff that YouTubers are constantly bothering you to do. But if not, absolutely fine. I just hope you had fun. And I will hopefully see you in the next video, guys. Cheers.